Welcome back to the Round Trip. I'm John Sienna, and I'm here with Cassidy Wong. This week, we're talking about something new. It's not just Pump.fun, which accelerated from 0 to 100 million real quick in about 200 days. And then, since then, it's multiplied their revenue by 8x. The real story isn't about their explosive growth. It's about this new meta, one that's powered by live streaming and dynamic creator fees that could accelerate Pump.fun's rise even further and define creative capital markets.
Well, streaming on Pump.fun isn't exactly brand new. Actually, first showed up earlier last year, but things got a little out of hand, so they actually had to pull it back. However, earlier this year, it makes a comeback. This time with tighter moderation in place. Actually, in May, a couple months ago, they rolled out creator fees, which people were really happy about. But actually, the true catalyst for their explosion came earlier this month with the introduction of dynamic fees.
Yeah, if you look at the fees since the beginning of the month, it's like, yeah, more than 10x. So Project SN is pretty simple, but it's powerful. So it lets creators earn up to 0.95% per trade, which is, yeah, really huge. And this is kind of in that sweet spot between 88K to like a 300K market cap. So a lot of small streamers can hit this. But as the market cap grows, this fee dynamically adjusts and it scales down all the way to 0.05% once you go above 24 million. So that sliding scale is a game changer. And yeah, it's what's helped the creator fees 10x. And it's helped Pump.fun claw back its dominance for Solana launches. Just a few weeks ago in late August, they were 35% of all coin launches. Now it's over 53%. So huge change
Oh,
in
wow.
just a few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Why do you think Twitch viewers and crypto traders have in common? Actually, you might be surprised on how much the users overlap. For example, 72% of the Twitch viewers are under 34, 65% are male. That's not a surprise. And then 20.6%, they live in the US. Now compare that to the crypto users demographic. 61% are actually male. Over half are in that 18 to 34 age group, which is pretty young. So it's very close to the actual Twitch demographic. And that's exactly where Pump Fund steps in. They're bridging these two worlds with a live streaming feature that's not just making crazy revenue, but also changing how token launches actually work. But actually, here's the twist. While the potential is massive, the reality right now is actually, honestly speaking, a lot of the streamers are kind of low quality. Think of silly stunts. They just want to pump the coins. It's like crypto version of a Black Mirror episode. But here's the thing: this chaotic phase, it might just be the warm up act. The Pump Fund team, they build in hefty creator fees, and the real play here is attracting legit established streamers into the space.
Yeah. Besides like those negative kind of low quality streamers, we've seen a glimpse of what's possible. So just about a week ago, the Bag Work Boys launched, and yeah, they've done some crazy stuff, but it's actually like maybe a little more cool. So they ran across the field at Dodgers game. They teased a Drake's unreleased one of his songs from his upcoming album. Not so nice. They got slapped by a fitness influencer for stealing his hat, and they even put up the Bagwork sign at the Hollywood sign in LA. Um, so yeah, in just about a week, they saw their coin jump to over 50 million, and that generated 1,100 SOL in fees, which is like 270 grand. Like these guys, they're pretty young. I don't think they've ever seen that type of money, especially in a freaking week. But that momentum was kind of unsustainable. Like you can't have, like more Drake songs to unleash, especially like when his legal team got involved. So yeah, since the high, it fell to like 3.5 million. And I think it's like trading around like 6.5 right now. Yeah. So yeah, and they also, I think they got in trouble for like, yeah, the Dodger Stadium. Of course, they got tackled on the field, and yeah, for the Hollywood sign, yeah, they were trespassing. So you can't do this all the time. I mean, their lawyer probably loves them for all the business, but yeah, you can only think of so many things like this. But they seem really dedicated, and I think that's like the point that people want is like to see like people really trying.
Hmm. Yeah, but on the flip side here, not every streamer is just out here doing wild stunts for views. Although it's pretty interesting, but some are actually using Pump.fun's creator fees for good. Take Mr. Kite, for example. He's been growing his wholesome kite community for years. He now is channeling those fees into real world impact. Actually, recently, he posted on TikTok about donating $7,000 to help out a mother of a community member. Her name is Banana is a Hannah, who's going through a tough time and cannot work. And Mr. Kai isn't just some small time creator. He actually has over 1.4 million followers on TikTok, and another 447K on Instagram. So, yeah, there's a whole different side of Pump Fun streaming that's actually pretty inspiring, besides all the stunts that we see.
Yeah, I've seen like a few of these. There's like the streamer coin, which is also donating to streamers and kind of spreading the word of Pump.fun. And then also like Feed the People, where they're just like using the creator fees to, feed the people.
Mhm.
Um, but, either way, the volatility has been helping Pump.fun. So whether, coin goes up, coin goes down, people are trading and they make money on, buying or selling. And yeah, in just about 2 months, they've already done 105 million worth of token buybacks from all these fees, and they've offset nearly 7% of the circulating supply. And then when you combine that with like all the retail interest discovering this new meta, it's helped the pump token a lot, and it hit some all time highs. But yeah, it's down a bit from there.
Mhm. Well, at the core of Pump.fun's play is this self-reinforcing live streaming flywheel. Right now, the site actually pulls in about 3.1 million visitors every month. It sounds a lot, but it's actually down from its June peak, where it was 4.6 million every month. But here's the kicker: those visitors are already sticking around for more than 7 minutes on average. For their visits, which is huge because Pump.fun, they can serve up more engaging content, keeping people around even longer. It feels like to be an easy win.
Yeah. So yeah, most meme coin traders know that like meme coins are basically a lottery ticket with some picture attached. And if you look at the metrics, just for Pump.fun, over 99%, they don't even graduate the bonding curve. So there's like millions of coins launched each month. But yeah, only 1% make it out of the bonding curve. So it means like reaches 80K. But even if they make it out, they could go down. But I think these streaming coins might have better odds. Of course, 99% probably still won't make it. But if you look at the metrics, I found this chart on Dune Analytics. So, like back in July, late July, the amount of graduated tokens was 0.58%. But
Mhm.
now it's risen, like almost doubled to 1.15%. So, I think it has to do with like the whole psychology of like you're actually seeing this streamer. It's not just some faceless anon with a random wallet, but you could actually interact with the streamer and then develop a relationship. And yeah, I think this is pretty good for like yeah, building community.
Mhm. I think it's very important that you feel connected to the actual streamer. When you put all this together, the viewership, the engagement, and those building incentives, you start to see how community building gets a whole lot easier. If someone like a streamer, they're not just watching, they're actually rooting for them. I actually have seen users jump in to help streamers solve problems live on air because they're literally investing in that person's success. And honestly, that's actually human nature because the reality here is people that want to invest in individual and they like to take pride in discovering them early. So I think this is just how human nature works. Actually, I was participating in a lot of the earlier Pump Fund launches. Their communities at the end of the common threads where they were just helping the pump from streamer trying to do the after they get bonded. There's a process where they have to actually put the token to get the token bonded on the platform. So it's actually very inspiring to see the community bonding in that way.
Yeah, bonding helps with bonding, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, I think it's a lot better way of like, because yeah, you take pride in getting to know these creators early, and like you could be like, yeah, I gave I show speed like some, I donated to a stream, or you could say like I've owned show speed's coin since X date. I think yeah, it's a lot better narrative, and this trading helps fuel the creator fees, and they've been showing off the rewards because like yeah, this early like launch hype and the FOMO, and especially when you pair it with that like almost 1% for the low market cap, been making a lot of money, and a lot of them just been used to like some tiny payouts on like Kick and Twitch, so it's like a huge dopamine hit. And because like all these fees are paid out on Solana, it's transparent. So you don't have to be like guessing, and you don't have to think like these people are LARPing about their fees. You could actually see it. And I think it's pretty compelling. But you have to wonder like why won't other people like other platforms do this?
Mhm. Well, you might think that, hey, if Twitch or Kick, they see a bunch of their creators moving over to Pump.fun, why wouldn't it just launch their own versions of creator coins? It sounds pretty simple, but actually the catch here is that Pump.fun, it has its huge advantage because its audience is already crypto native. Teaching mainstream users all the ins and outs about crypto is actually pretty tough. And honestly, that's why we haven't seen many breakout products in the traditional market. Plus, the reputational risk is massive. In crypto, sadly, people are very used to getting rugged, but it's almost part of the culture. So it's just like it's another day getting rugged. But imagine if Twitch users they get rugged every day. Regulators they will be all over it from day one. So in crypto, though, it's more like there's no crying in the casino.
Yeah. I mean, this crypto native aspect is like a huge win because they're targeting this audience, and yeah, you just have to wonder if it'll be enough for them to really succeed. And I think they pulled together like the right mix of degens and do-gooders, and that might convince like a lot of mainstream streamers to give crypto a shot, because it doesn't look scammy if you have like Mr. Kind and like Feed the People, and it's like this whole new dynamic. Like you don't have this like cookie cutter static meme coin launch where it's just like whatever Elon tweeted in the last minute. I think really something bigger is happening here, and when you combine it with like the dynamic fees, it doesn't amount to like yeah just a trend. It's pretty big shift in the industry, and from the early data, it seems like pretty clear like this new meta of like creative capital markets is really rewriting the rules of how tokens are launched, traded, and even experienced in real time. So yeah, it's been fun watching. I know it's only like pretty early in terms of like this whole like project ascend really ascending creative capital markets, but I yeah, and there's bulls and bears on both sides, so we'll have to see where this goes, but it's looking pretty good right now.
Well, I think it has a great potential with the creators market and also creators actually using the creators economy to build the community.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
let's see. Thanks for joining us on the round trip. Have a good
Thanks.
one.
Bye.